Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'll be telling you some of those things you are not supposed to do as soon as you find out you are pregnant. So just keep watching. I already did a video of the things you are supposed to do immediately you find out you are pregnant. So if this is your first time watching, don't forget to like, subscribe. My name is Nay Yvonne. So just stay tuned and I'll be giving you all of those tips on what you are not supposed to do as soon as you find out you are pregnant. So the first on my list I'll be talking about is that there are some food you are supposed to avoid as soon as you find out you are pregnant. For example, if you are someone who loves seafood, or maybe you always like to go for unpasteurized milk, these are the things you are supposed to avoid during this period. So you need to avoid seafood. If you want to cook seafood, make sure you wash them very well, and also make sure they are not undercooked. You have to cook them well. Or in general, if you are someone who don't like seafood, you need to avoid them. They have a lot of bacteria and virus which are not good for your health and the health of your baby. Some of these seafood, for example like shark, they tend to have a high mercury rate, which is definitely not good for the brain development of your unborn baby. And another food also you need to avoid is unpasteurized milk. Unpasteurized milk will have a lot of bacteria which are equally not good for you and the health of your baby. Example like listeria that tend to cause listeriosis. So these things you have to avoid them. And for the seafood I spoke earlier, if you must eat seafood, make sure you wash them properly and also make sure you cook them very well. And another set of food that I'm going to advise you not to eat, they are those food that when you go to buy them, they have been exposed. For example, you have some groceries or supermarkets that when you go there, they cut maybe watermelon, you have fish, normal fish that they have sliced them open. So with that, they are exposed already. The surface area is very wide, so a lot of bacteria must have falling on it, and if you must eat them, you have to cook that very well, or definitely avoid such food that has a maximum exposure to bacteria. So the next point I'll be talking about is that avoid drinking or smoking. We all know what alcohol does to the body, talk less of your unborn baby. So those are the things you have to avoid. People who tend to smoke or drink during pregnancy give birth with baby with alcohol syndrome. That is, the baby will tend to have a low birth weight, some kind of learning disability, like their rate of learning tend to be very slow. So those are the things you have to avoid as soon as you find out you are pregnant. You have to stop alcohol, you have to stop smoking. It's going to prevent you from having a baby with birth defect. So please avoid all of those things if you find out you are pregnant. What I'll be talking about is caffeine. You have to limit your caffeine intake. If you are someone who really depend on caffeine during this period, you have to cut it off completely, or you limit the intake of it. You can take just a cup, but at a very minimal rate. That is okay, but it's totally good to limit your caffeine intake. Normally this caffeine, when you consume it a lot, it travels through your bloodstream and enter through your placenta and also affect the baby, and at times too much caffeine has tend to lead to miscarriage within pregnancy. So if you're pregnant, limit the rate at which you take caffeine. It's very important. The next thing I'll be talking about is that avoid hot bath. You can equally sit in lukewarm water, it's okay, but high temperature water bath, it's going to increase your body temperature and in turn affect your baby. So avoid these things. It can lead to birth defect. It might affect the brain development of your baby. If you want to go for sauna, jacuzzi and any type of hot water bath, make sure the temperature is very low. Don't go for super hot body bath, and also avoid moving under the sun when the temperature is very high. If you have to go out, you can equally use an umbrella. Avoiding all of this is going to be good for you and your baby. So avoid these things. The next I'll be talking about is that you need to avoid some certain kind of medications. Normally when you are pregnant, don't take any kind of medications, because you know when you were not pregnant, you used to take this medication and it was good for you. When you are pregnant, you know you are not just alone, you are carrying another human being in you. So the kind of medications you need to take should be those that are being given by your doctor alone, and you have to take the correct prescription from your doctor. So Always avoid this kind of local medications that people will advise you to take, or maybe because of the fact that you were taking the medications when you were not pregnant, now you are pregnant and maybe you are having some body pains, or maybe you just feel like you can take the medication and it's going to work on you. So you need to avoid them. Only take prescribed medications from your doctor, and also make sure you only take the right dose as prescribed by your doctor. And also avoid chemicals that are very toxic and having very strong odor. You need to avoid them. It might pose risks to you and that of your baby. So avoid such things, and avoid taking medications that are not being prescribed by your doctor. It's very important. Next point I'll be telling you is that you are not supposed to skip your meal, and make sure you eat balanced diet. When you are pregnant, you need to eat. Avoid skipping meal and make sure you eat balanced diet and good food. Don't just eat any kind of bulky or highly concentrated carb food. Eat healthy food and balanced diet. It's very important. It's good for you and also for your unborn baby. The next point I'll be talking about is that avoid vigorous exercise, especially exercise that have direct impact on your tummy. You need to avoid them. If you are someone that has been athletic before and you discover you were pregnant, you need to discuss with your doctor. Let your doctor be the one to give you green light to continue with such kind of exercise. And if you are someone that has not been doing exercise before, avoid all the vigorous exercise. You can go for a normal walk, you can go for yoga, just do things that are within you. If you have to do any kind of vigorous exercise, kindly discuss that with your doctor. If you don't do that, it might equally be harmful to your health and that of your unborn baby. Vigorous exercise can equally lead to miscarriage, so please kindly avoid vigorous exercise. And if you are someone that is athletic, kindly discuss with your doctor before continuing with your sport. The next thing I'll be talking about is that you always need to go for your dental appointment. Some people, when they are pregnant, they start having gum bleeding, toothache, or they start having oral problems. So it's always advisable for you to visit your doctor and go for routine checkup. Let them check your gum, because during pregnancy it might affect your gum. Your iron levels are low, so you need to always go for that and do your regular checkup with your dentist. In case there is any other thing, their dentist is going to help you. So take good care of your health. Don't abandon your oral health just because you are pregnant. Make sure you visit your doctor and do routine checkup, and that will be very important for you also. The next point I'll be talking about is that you need to stay away from toxic and harmful chemicals. They are not good for you and also for the health of your baby. You inhaling them, you might think it's okay, but definitely they might have a serious side effect on your baby. So such kind of very strong and toxic chemicals, you need to avoid them. Don't even go around them as soon as you discover you are pregnant. So avoid all of those toxic chemicals, because they are not good for you and equally they are not good for your baby. The very last and most important point I'll be talking about is that avoid cleaning the cat litter box. If you're someone who loves pets like cats, you can be playing with them, but make sure you wash your hand thoroughly. Just to be safe, it's just good to avoid pet at that moment. But if you must stay with your pet, make sure you wash your hand thoroughly. You can feed them, but don't wash the cat litter box. It's very important. The cat litter box harbors a lot of bacteria and parasites, e.g. like the Toxoplasma gondii. Usually when you contact this bacteria, which is known as Toxoplasma gondii, it might cause you birth defect like stillbirth, miscarriage, or maybe you might give birth to a baby that is having seizure and many other birth deformities. So avoid that if you want to have a normal baby, and also it's not good for your health. So avoid watching the cat litter box. It's very important. These are the points I've shared and the things you are not supposed to do as soon as you find out you are pregnant. This last point I've spoken about is very important. So if you are someone living with pets at home, make sure during that period you should stay off. Stop cleaning the cat litter box. You can play with your pets, but make sure you wash your hand very well. It's going to help prevent a lot of birth defects. Up to this extent, what are you waiting for? Please kindly subscribe, like, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell. I'll be dropping many other interesting videos in these channels, so stay tuned and remember, I love you all. Ciao.